Sideboard one last time here at the Star City Games, a Modern Open in Atlanta, part of the SCG Tour, brought to you by Ultimate Guard and Carnox Chairs. I'm Nick Miller alongside our now Open champion, John Holland. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Death Shadow still here, and you just ripped through that top 8 bracket.
Thank you.
You couldn't be more happy to probably play those Urza decks just in a row.
Right.
Eldraine cards were everywhere this weekend. Oko was the talk of the town.
Absolutely.
But we got to give a shout out to Royal Scions, because every time you were on camera, even in the Swiss, that card overperformed.
Yes, Royal Scions did much better than I expected. It acted as sort of a 3rd and 4th teamer battle rage, got through any blockers, it let me move through the extra lands. Grixis Shadow really only wants 3 lands in play. Anything more than that, we ditch. I ultimated Royal Scions about 5 times this weekend. A couple times on camera.
I was going to say, I've seen it multiple times. So.
Right. It's pretty good against their build of Urza plus Oko, just because they don't really have a direct answer to it once it resolves. Kind of how I don't really have an answer to their Oko if it resolves. So in game 2 of the finals, he was able to pressure it with just Elks. But every other game I played it, they just don't have a threat. They have geese, they don't have things that can attack.
Right. How did you like your deck in a field full of Okos? You know, a lot of people say, you know, Death Shadow getting turned into a 3/3 is pretty rough, but you did manage it pretty well throughout this event.
Yeah, I felt pretty good against all the Okos. So I have in my sideboard, so a few things. First, I have 6 discard spells in the main. That makes it very hard for them to actually cast Oko without me knowing about it or taking it. The second part is I've got 4 Stubborn Denials in the main. So again, it's hard for them to tap out and play it without me being able to remove it, or just not let it resolve. In the sideboard, I also have a Mystical Dispute, I think. That card also very good. Huge fan of that card because it counters both Urza and Oko. Also counters their Whir. Basically every single card in the deck that I care about, it's pretty good against.
Yeah. Any other inclusions in your deck list this weekend other than, you know, Royal Scions that seemed to do some heavy lifting? Or
Grimag Angler is still as good as it ever was. So the Urza decks don't have a good answer to it. Engineered Explosives can never get to 7. Most decks, and they were playing Drown in the Lock.
Yeah, possibly better than ever, because with Drown in the Lock, it kind of shuts that down.
Exactly. Not only do I empty my graveyard so that Drown in the Lock does very little, I almost never have 7 cards if I have a Grimag Angler in play, because I just delved away 6+ cards.
Couple of good stories on this weekend. You and Zan used to play a lot locally.
Yes.
You're from the area. You beat him in the semifinals in your first victory over him, correct?
Yes, that's right. We've played in several PPTQ and IQ top 8s. I have yet to beat him until today.
Then you just get set up with another Lotus Box teammate in the finals.
Yes.
Tell us where you got your Grixis Shadow list.
So I was watching Team Lotus Box stream their Simic Oko deck earlier this week. I popped in and asked, is Grixis Shadow dead? Dylan Donegan, who was sitting next to them, said, no, it's not. You should play the deck I played at regionals. But I would cut an Abrade from the sideboard and add a 2nd Engineered Explosives. I played that exact 75. Thank you, Dylan Donegan.
Betrayed by the own team, but comes through in the clutch. Shadow, I'm sure Dylan's happy. You got to be happy. Any closing shout-outs or any parting thoughts here?
I want to thank all the people that helped me out this weekend. So my friends Zed Hillard, David Zerk Brown, they were cheering me on the whole time, whether they were here or not. Helped me with sideboard plans last night versus exactly their Simic Oko deck. Camila Carrion also helping me with that sideboard plan, because last night when we saw the standings, we thought there's a good chance tomorrow morning you play against Team Lotus Box. And after watching Team Lotus Box do very well on the tour, I kind of figured I'd have to get through them to win this thing.
You certainly was the case, and you certainly delivered. You're the champion. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Going to send it back over to Emma and Matthias to close it out here in Atlanta.